Hi, I'm David Myron, Editorial Director of CRM Magazine, and joining me here today is Vinda Souza, who is the Director of Marketing Communications at Bullhorn. Thank you for joining us today at CRM Evolution.
Thank you very much for having me, David.
When you know more about your customer, know more about their needs, about the interactions that you have with that customer, but knowing who to talk to in case you're talking to the wrong person, or maybe somebody else in your organization has a contact at that company that can help you get established or deepen that relationship. So Bullhorn has a CRM solution that focuses on that type of relationship building. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So our entire CRM platform, the technology that underlies our CRM platform, which is a full-figured SFA solution, is the Pulse tracking technology. And what's interesting is that within the CRM and within Pulse is a feature called Blueprint, which does exactly what you just mentioned, which is surfacing who you should know at a given account or at a prospect account. And it's basically like a gap analysis tool. So it's a combination of market intelligence and gap analysis. So say, for instance, if you look up Bullhorn within Blueprint, you'll see a list of people with whom you have a relationship. You'll see that if you were a Bullhorn user, you would see David Myron has a relationship with Vinda Souza, has a relationship with Gordon Burns, has a relationship with Ryan Murphy, etc. Certain people within our organization that you've emailed with, Steve Vittorioso. All right, but then what you'd also see is a list in gray of people who you don't already know, but you should know. People like our CEO, Art Pappas. People like our Senior Manager of Events, Jen Anderson, right? You will see the people at the organization that if you want to have a really highly qualitative engagement with Bullhorn, you should learn to engage with. Another interesting bit of information that will surface, an insight, is around people within your organization that may have relationships that you didn't already know about. And that goes back to my point about everybody being a seller and everybody being a buyer. Is that, so your colleague Oren may have a really solid relationship with one of my colleagues already. So if you're trying to sell something to me or just engage with me for any given reason, you'll know that you have an in through Oren. One of our customers actually is a global IT consulting company, and they have operations in North America and Japan. And they were trying to basically get their foot in the door with a really massive banking company. And they really weren't making much headway, unfortunately, through their North American office. Then they realized by using Pulse that they had Japanese colleagues who had extraordinarily good relationships with the Japanese branch of this prospect. And they're like, well, we never would have known this because, first of all, we don't speak Japanese. Right. But we would have no idea that completely across the world, these guys were going out for beers every day. But we could see that now through Pulse. So all it took was one simple conversation, and they were like, hey guys, hook us up with an intro to your Japanese colleagues. Right. Then they had a conversation with the Japanese colleagues, and they were like, all right, please give us a warm introduction to your North American colleagues. And then instantly, within a matter of days, they had meetings with the right decision makers and key stakeholders at this prospect account. It's simply by knowing who their colleagues already had relationships with, because there's no better way to get in good with a prospect than to have a really powerful wingman.
Right. So it sounds like you're focusing on the right things, which is getting the right relationship, right? Finding the right person within the organization that you're targeting, connecting that person with the right person within your organization, and then supplying the salesperson with the right information from the system, from Pulse, enabling that person to accelerate the sale, if you will.
Exactly, and it's not just, what's great about the Bullhorn CRM platform is that obviously the implications for sales are obvious. It is a Salesforce automation solution at its core, no doubt. But really, it's about radical transparency and opening up communication across a corporation, across an organization, between departments. So you could imagine the ramifications for this and the implications for more than just sales. right? It's about customer success. It's about customer service.
Right.
It's about delivering better experiences from a marketing and lead generation and demand generation perspective, from a nurture perspective. Our goal here is to empower our customers to be as successful at managing and growing their relationships as is humanly possible. And I put the emphasis there on human, because a lot of existing nascent CRM systems are created for lack of a better term, robots. They're created to have someone sit down and manually enter data and record this data and take an hour out of their day and type in notes after meetings, and nobody wants to do this. It's ludicrous to say that a salesperson wants to do it, because nobody wants to do it. It's terrible, right? What you want to do is have something that seamlessly follows you, that you don't even have to use. You know, we joke around a lot that we're putting ourselves out of business by nature of the fact that our CRM system enables auto add of contacts from your email, and automatically tracks your email activity and appends these intelligent rules to it, and up levels this insight for you prescriptively and pushes it out to you. We're making it so that you don't actually ever have to log into the CRM, and you don't actually have to use the CRM actively to get all the benefits from it. So it's a sort of forced obsolescence that would seem kind of problematic to any other organization, but we like having that problem. We want to make it so that the best CRM systems are the CRM systems you don't even have to use.
Well, Vinda, thank you so much for agreeing to the interview. If you haven't had a chance to check out Bullhorn's products, especially the Pulse item, which I had a demo of a few months ago, it blew me away. I recommend it. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, David.